We ain't gonna beat up too bad.
Tag me.
You want to get?
All right. Okay, I know. Yes, sir. We are live. Welcome to another edition of the Elite Mancast, man. We talk about different topics, different conversation with great people, man. And tonight, man, we got a great topic. I don't know if those who know, but we got a great topic tonight. The fragile, devalued man and the empowered woman. Now, if they was a couple, we know she'll be running things. But hey, man, we just talking about two separate people, and we hopefully we get some great understanding tonight on why these guys are starting becoming more and more fragile. Why are they becoming more and more devalued? And why is the woman becoming more and more empowered? So that's what we're going to be doing. Check us out on YouTube at the Elite Mancast as well. So, man, we go on YouTube, click like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff, man. So, man, yeah, man, y'all know we got the coach, KD, up in the building. Got Mr. Michael, and we got Mr. Unapologetic. Fellas, so man, what y'all think about this topic tonight, man? Coach, give us something, man. What you think about this?
Good evening. I hope all is well. Good to see everybody. I'm glad to be here, to be in the number one more time. I'm just so excited about tonight. The fragile man and an empowered woman. Wow. We could go so many places with that, man. But stay tuned, listen. We welcome your input. But I think I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna open my ears this time, because when we last got on the show, I said I'm gonna listen a little more. All right, but I got a little something to share. So once we delve into it, I'm gonna open up on it.
Yes, sir.
Mike,
it's on you.
It's on me. Hey, the empowered woman and the fragile man. Wow. Can it be can it be anything that's more opposite? The thing is, I don't want to get political about it, but as I was doing my research, I swear, I realized some things about the 60s when they started getting the black man, out of the home and putting the woman in charge. And this is what destroyed the black family, making us as a people weaker. So the way, what I'm seeing is just that our opposition, they did a great job. They played their chess game. They were thinking 5-6 moves ahead, and it's still working today. That's all I can say for right now, because I will get into it a little deeper in a few.
All right.
Mr. Unapologetic.
Yes, sir. How you guys doing today? I just want to say that men should not feel insecure about the empowering woman. Rather, they should go ahead and promote them, because we already have enough, needless to say, black on black, men on women. They have men that downgrade other men. They have women that downgrade men so they can feel better about themselves. They have the Barbie movie to promote women power. So, I mean, if we work together as a whole, I think we can just go ahead and get this thing conquered.
Yeah, it's true.
Wow.
I'm trying to get.
Hey.
Well, y'all excuse me. I'm trying to get this volume right.
Divide and
What's
conquer.
wrong with my brother?
They've divided us.
So I'm going to take it to John 10:10. The devil has come to kill, steal, and destroy. His tactic, though, is to divide and conquer.
Yes.
And that's what he's doing. So be mindful of that. Yeah. We got to lift our black women up. If they already up, support it. And like Alejandro was saying, you got to pick yourself up.
Yeah.
Take initiative and build yourself up.
Yes.
Don't be jealous.
Definitely.
And the problem,
man, I tell you, I don't know if y'all seen it. Been on Facebook about the guy hit the woman with the brick.
What? No,
smashed upside the head.
With a brick?
Yeah, man. Hit the lady with the brick. Well, wait a minute. What's so crazy? A bunch of other men right there looking at it.
Hmm?
Wow.
I say, man, that's and then, 9 times out of 10, you want to be called a man when you go home to somebody.
Yeah.
And from my understanding, the reason a lot of men didn't do anything because the woman has a reputation around that town. She like goes up and just slap random people. Like she has no issue with slapping a man. But then all of a sudden, granted, it was wrong for him to do that, but don't become a woman when you become a victim. Because if you hit me, I'm gonna punch the shit out you. If you're a woman, I'm not gonna hit you, but I'm gonna shake the hell out you.
But she didn't give him the phone number. That's what the thing was about.
Right.
He hit her because she didn't give him her phone.
Yeah, he wanted her phone number. She said no, so he took a brick and hit her, and he left.
Wow.
And the men that was standing around didn't do anything because they was like, I'm not getting in that.
This wasn't in Alabama, was it?
Nah. Nah.
You say Alabama been off the chain lately, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What area was it in? Does it even matter? The men
Texas.
Texas.
That was in Texas? Man, I tell you, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
They making my state look real bad, man. I say, man, no, it shouldn't even ever happen like that. No. But that's the thing about this due date, man. These new cats, man. And then it's a lot of old cats, man, who really not understanding just because you a male does not make you a man. And you can't be sitting around here thinking, oh, I can do what I feel, I can do what I want to do, and she still gotta respect me. And it's like, nah, bro, you gotta earn that. That ain't something we just giving out around town. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, man, come on now. A lot of these dudes though, man. But so hey, check this out, man. We're gonna bring this young lady up, gonna get her from a woman's perspective, because it shows that, how valuable these dudes are. So, but we have empowered women on here tonight too. So, we can't just be one-sided on this topic. So we got to make sure everybody in the game. Miss Chantel, how you doing?
Hello, gentlemen. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be asked to come back. Awesome. I really like this show. Awesome. I like all of you guys' opinions. I think we create magic together.
Awesome.
All right, magic.
All right.
So what do you think about these new days, these new age guys?
Oh, well, they want way more than they're willing to give.
Wow. Okay.
It's like super extreme. What they grew up seeing, what their thought on what we women should be and do. And it is exhausting, right, to say the least, to an empowered woman. And that means a woman that gets up every morning with a smile on her face, goes and handles her business, makes sure her family's straight, makes sure her bills are paid. It's exhausting. That's why most of us empowered women are single. We feel like we bring too much to the table. We help create the table.
Woo! Go ahead.
When it ain't enough men that's supposed to already have the table prepared.
Right, and we're okay with that. I've spoken to many sisters. You do not have to be perfect because we know where you guys have come from. We know the battles that you guys have endured. So we're really, I'm trying to say this lightly, but this is the terminology that a lot of us women use. We're okay with helping build some men.
Some men.
We're okay with it. You don't always have to come to the table with something. If we see the possibility, the effort, the endurance in you, we will wait on you and we will help you get there.
But there's only a select group of women that do that, because you have some women, they believe if a man don't want to buy you a $20,000 Birkin, that he can't afford you. No trick. If you can't afford to buy the person,
those are 9 times out of
do it. Huh?
I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I feel like we shouldn't ask for nothing we couldn't buy ourselves.
Absolutely.
That's the standard that we have to set for ourselves. Whatever we can do for ourselves, our mate should be able to do it for us as well, and vice versa.
Right.
She probably couldn't even go and afford her own Birkin bag. And if she can, that's cool, but there's something else going on in that picture.
Yeah.
we talked about it before. Remember, y'all guys remember when we were talking about, and not getting on you, Mike, but we were talking about the 50%. Like 50, go 50,
right?
Bring 50. And y'all remember what we came up with at the end? We said everybody give 100. Everybody give 100.
Right.
And that settled with me. That's still with me, man. That was real big. That's when I knew we were on our way, because if somebody didn't get it, somebody got it. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So that's why we keep doing what we do. You know, we keep coming on here and bringing it, putting it out there, and somebody catch it. Somebody catch it. I'm glad about it, you know, because I used to think it needed to be 50-50, or if I give me half.
I do not want 50% of nothing from nobody. It's all or nothing.
Yeah. So if I give my 100 and she give her 100, we all the way in there.
All the way in there. And think about this.
That's why I'm gonna give you something. 5 vacations this year already.
Come on, man. Come on.
That part.
Come on.
That part.
Traveling, man.
And you know what? I firmly believe I'm a down south country girl.
Yeah, bro. That's the
I
business,
am a
though,
down
man. We
south
have
country
to understand.
girl. I am a down south country girl. So I believe in the old rules to a certain extent, the old morals, the old principles. But what I do is keep the basics and mix it with modern time.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? We both can go get it and bring it home. But when it comes to leadership and things like that of the home, that's where you let a man excel.
Okay.
Yes.
Because the thing about that too, if he doesn't have a purpose, he shouldn't be in your house. No, he shouldn't even be at the house.
Right. That's called mildew or barbecue. Okay, I didn't set the platform for you. What you gonna do?
Wow.
And you got 2 weeks.
But see but the thing nowadays that because a lot of women have their own property, a lot of women have their own everything. A man who doesn't have that, he'll try to come in and move into your house, and then he'll try to control your house.
Right.
Oh, that is going
he should
bad.
have his own. He should have his own, and y'all rent your house out.
Right.
See, we can come into either one. I can come into yours, you can come into mine. But the first order of business, we get something together.
Right. That way, both of the houses that they can go out to lease and rent, and you know what I'm saying. But yeah, we do have to understand as men, we should have our own place, regardless if your woman got a 2-story mansion or whatever and all of that. That's cool and dandy. But if you don't have your own, you will never be that. You will never equal up to that man that any woman is looking for. I feel in my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like some women say they will accept, but you can't date potential.
Woo!
Because if you continue to date the potential in a man, he hasn't made any steps. He hasn't made any self-development. He just making money. That's not really that man, because the mind of a man is what makes a man, not this wallet, but his mind makes him.
But when you first meet someone, you definitely see the potential in them. That is the dating. I completely agree with you, but I don't think you can marry or be serious about potential.
Yeah.
They have some people that can't. Well, they claim they can because they're dating an athlete in high school because they're going to the pros or think they're going to the pros. So at that point, they're dating a potential billionaire.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it's like, okay, so if everything falls through, then what?
See, we're all of us think like that, but it's the action. Empowered women. It's not monetary or wealth. It's in us.
right.
It's a feeling that we feel.
Yeah, I believe empowering women. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I believe that empowering women begins with encouraging men to do better.
Right.
Because I mean, women, I can sit up there and tell my woman my dream. She's not gonna downgrade or anything because she's pretty much like my incubator. So I can go ahead and put my dreams, put my thoughts and passions into you, and you women can make that stuff manifest. But once again, they have women out there. You can sit up there and tell them, huh?
What'd you say, Chantel?
I was gonna say you guys bring out the best in us, honestly. Because until we have you guys, we're scared all the time because we're alone. We don't have that protection. We don't have that partnering feeling that we want to have. We're mothers. We know our kids grow on, create their own families. It's not fair to them to have to make sure we're entertained after they're grown. So we look for that. We don't look for the rest of the stuff that you guys have named. When someone is looking for something monetary gain without it being a business deal with paperwork, run.
Yeah.
Run. Because the basics that we need, we become empowered by having that support and that protection from you guys. We're feeding light and feeding your soul, but it's really empowering us.
Yeah. And that's real.
You know what? While I was doing the research, I came across, like I was saying, it reminds me of the 60s. But this comes from the UN, the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women. So this is basically international. What they consider women's empowerment is a process in which women gain power and control over their own lives and acquire the ability to make strategic choices. And that's pertaining to their self-worth, the right to have and determine choices, the right to have access to opportunities and resources, the right to power and to control their own lives, and that's inside and outside of their household, and the ability to influence the direction of social change and create a more just and social economic status, national and international. None of that has to do with money. The thing is, in America, to women's empowerment, it's like you got women telling each other, you don't need a man for this. You can do this. You can do that. You can. I fully agree.
But it ain't fun. You don't want to.
No, the thing is,
that's true.
Women are starting to come to the point that it's like further in the research, you come up on the thing of why men are devalued. The reason that men are devalued is basically because women or men grew up in a household without a father.
No, Mike, I got to disagree with you.
I do too.
Because the thing about
we can't use
Mike,
that no more.
The thing about a man who is devalued, who is fragile, that's because he's not doing the research for himself on himself.
He did it.
If he doesn't try to figure out who he is, that's where he loses his value. He's trying to take the last relationship into the new relationship, and it doesn't work.
If we devalue you guys, we are speaking from a broken, hurt heart.
Right.
That means she didn't unpack and he didn't unpack.
Right. That's what that means.
No.
And that's
not naturally in us just to devalue you guys.
But
if we do, we done been hurt. Our souls have been hurt. We produce children. So it's not in us to be intentionally bad or mean. Is it right? No. But it's in our DNA to come out loving. And when we meet you guys, that's what we do. But empowered women attracts fragile men because they be looking for mothers. We ain't trying to be y'all's mothers out here no more.
Right. Some
maybe
women
having mommy issues. That's the type
some
of men
women
that us empowered females, powered women attract.
Okay.
Look, it got awfully quiet in here when I brought that up.
You know what?
We call them mommy. Yeah, we is not trying to be mommies. We can't break and we can't fix you. You have to fix yourself. We can encourage and support, but it's not our duty to pay for what's been went on in your past, starting with your mommy.
Right.
Okay. Can I get back to what I was saying?
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Yes.
You see, it's the whole point that I'm trying to make. It's a cycle. Man leaves the household. Son grows up without a father. Now he's angry. He has no male figure to model himself after. Female, angry. She has nobody to show her what she should be looking forward to or looking for in a man. Now, this cycle continues. Now, the woman is angry that she doesn't have a man, and she gets to the point where I don't need a man. So now once it's like a human nature. If you don't have what you want, you get to the point where you're like, well, I don't need it anyway. So you're convincing yourself that you don't need it, you don't want it. So now you hear women say, I don't need a man. I can do this all by myself. But that's not the right mentality to have, because you might not need a man, because you can do everything that a man can do for you by yourself. But you can't raise your children to see the worth of a man. And if a boy grows up to devalue himself or think that, well, women don't need me, so what use am I?
I got to correct you and to defend the ladies in this group. If a woman tells you or makes the statement, I don't need a man, please listen to the ending of that. Yeah, she might have said it, but what she's meaning, I don't need a man to put up with all that BS. It's not worth it.
But how is she raising her boys? What are they seeing?
That's mental health. If she's not raising them just to be a grown, successful, hardworking individual, then there was some mental illness going on throughout that, because a normal person is not going to teach their kids to think like that. They should.
Kids don't learn from what you teach them. They learn from what they see.
I agree. But that's where we come with these fragile men. Seriously. Because of the way they grew up, the way their mothers were. Let's keep it real. And they judge every woman.
Everybody in that category.
Say it again.
Yeah, everybody's not in that category. We can't generalize all women, all men. We can't generalize that, because I didn't grow up with my father, but I grew up in a neighborhood to where I looked up into a lot of other brothers, my homeboys, or if they not my homeboys. I just looked up to a society to where I seen men taking care of their business. So it's not about me in that household, because my stepdaddy was just a statue. He was a male figure in the household. He didn't never say, man, come on, let me talk to you about this. Let me talk to you about that. Nah, my mama had to translate through whatever he thought he was trying to say to me. And that, and I had never respected that about him, but I had to deal with it because it's my mama's choice of who she was staying, who she wanted to marry. You know what I'm saying? So we can't have that ideology of, oh, all men who didn't have a dad, and that's whining, that's crying.
It is.
That's somebody who ain't standing up for themselves, putting their boots on and saying, man, fuck that shit. I gotta be a man out here. Because that's what they got. You gotta recognize.
I grew up without a
father.
father.
You gotta see the man, you gotta look at a man and be like, say, check this out, bro. I'm gonna hang out with y'all.
But bro, what I'm saying is, I myself grew up without a father. My father left home when I was 3 years old. I didn't have a male figure to come into the house like that. But I did not let
me neither
in a man. So I'm not saying that every man or that grows up without a father, or every woman that grows up without a father, is going to make the same choices. The thing is, the cycle is there, and there's more than enough people that are not doing self-development and learning how to control themselves.
I don't believe that. because they just had InvestFest in Atlanta, and it was over 30,000 people in the audience. So you mean to tell me, man, we on a different page now. We're not backwards no more. We're not living out of the 90s. We're not in 2023. You got to look at the right different. You got to look at the right podcast. You got to look at the right. You got to listen to the right information. These new dudes, you got youngsters right now talking about, hey man, I ain't going back down that route no more. I ain't finna be shooting up my homeboy. This is new. This is new information that I got some videos I'ma send you. These young boys, they are switching all of that because they don't want to keep going through that same cycle.
Even Kevin said in the schools, kids got to carry guns. Why?
That's in South Carolina though.
Same level as you.
That's in South Carolina. What about New York? What about LA? What you talking about? One state out of 51, 52.
No, I'm talking
wait. Hold on a second. I said even in the schools they got to carry guns.
No, he was talking about the young boy who said he got to carry a gun in the neighborhood.
Yeah, that was in the neighborhood, not the school. Now, don't.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But what
he said, now look. Don't get me wrong. Listen, break it down now. It's the environment and the area he was in. He said, "Man, I got to carry a gun just to survive out here." Right. So now, who he told it to? He told it to a male figure who could lead him in the right direction. Right. That's what Chief is saying. You get what I'm saying? So that's my calling right there. I was able to pour into him and let him know that no, you still choose right. You be righteous. You still choose where to go, where to be. You ain't got to be out here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's what I instilled in him from there on. You know, so don't think that. And like he was saying, that's one out of many. Think about the 90 boys that I got at school that don't think like that.
And that's the ones I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about the ones that are in development. See, Keith, you're talking about people like us that are doing better, that are trying to do better and continuing to move in a specific direction.
Mm-hmm.
Millions of people that are not. Those are the ones we're talking about. Because otherwise,
but see, that's the point I was trying to break down to you, that we have new platforms to where we're getting better information. Meek Mill said it the other day on a platform that he was on. He was like, they pay us to talk about destruction of a black man because the people who own the rap labels own the prison systems.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how that got initiated. But now, if you listen to this new rap, some of the older rappers, they're not giving you the same shoot 'em up, bang, bang no more. Now they finna devalue that radio station. Now they finna devalue that. If you guys, I just feel like with a lot of us, we stay on the same program because, that's the good channel to watch right there. Let me turn that right back on that channel. That's my favorite channel. When you shouldn't have a favorite channel. The whole world should be your teacher. You should be a student of the world, not a student of your neighborhood or your environment. You should be a student of the world. Yes. Because if you're gonna say you're gonna be the man or you're gonna be a man, you have to be a traveled man. You have to be a man who've experienced life from a different perspective, from different perspectives. Because if you keep on with that same ideology, that same, this is the only place I like to go because they treat me right.
Right.
If you go to that same place that you like, I haven't never been to another state where I didn't go to the hood. Mm-hmm. Because I want to experience black people in a real environment. Yeah. It's like a lot of people come down here and they want to go to South Beach. Ain't nobody on South Beach, but people who visiting.
Bunch of tourism, those other tourism.
Bunch of tourism.
Right.
But you come to Miami and call me.
Take me to the over
there shooting dice on the corner. There might be some shooting down the street, but we ain't gonna be out there late over there. So that's gonna be safe. You know.
I have a question.
Take me to the poker bee.
I have a question.
Bird 48.
I have a question. I have a question for you, gentlemen. Help us understand the definition of fragile from a man's perspective?
Wow.
Cricket.
It's on you, Mike.
Definition of fragile. Basically, that's just a mental state of where a man doesn't value himself. He feels like he has a mental problem or he can't deal with his emotions.
Okay.
That's what's considered a fragile man. Now,
I want to know from your perspective, because we have multiple diverse opinions on here. This is a learning lesson for us women. We're really going to tune in and hear you four gentlemen say your perspective of a fragile man, because all this information is going to be useful to us.
Okay, well, put it like that. My opinion,
Mm-hmm.
and is a man that does not know how to deal with life or with the people around him. He can't control his own emotions enough to be able to deal with people on a sensible level.
Oh,
That's
nice.
tough to handle no matter what situation. He doesn't take time to think before he answers. He just runs off at the mouth. He's the one that ends up in prison because of those bitch-ass tendencies. He gets
Okay, Mike.
Come on, Pastor Mike.
I love it. That was very knowledgeable. And look, all us ladies that watch this video, we're fixing to learn this. Can we go with next? I want to hear from all four of you guys.
Go ahead.
All right.
Unapologetic.
Well, my whole idea of a fragile man, I really can't give you a definition of a fragile man because I'm not fragile. But speaking of, I would just say a weak-minded individual. But it also depends on what you do with that weak mind. Because, okay, this is $100, right? Mm-hmm. So if I was to tear this $100, does it ever lose its value? Mm-hmm. I can still go to the bank and deposit. All I got to do is put tape on it. Mm-hmm. So all you have to do is like reverse what you were raised and just, move on from it to become whole again. So being fragile, to me, that's just a mindset.
So that's two mindsets. Next.
Yeah. That's definitely what it is.
All right. I'm going to go with, I would say a fragile man. You ever heard of a male basher? A woman that's just a male bashing, she male bashes? That's how I put it. A fragile man is a man that gonna bash a woman. He ain't lifting the women up. You get what I'm saying? He's not supporting the woman. You get what I'm saying? So I do believe in the man is the head of the household, right? I get that, and I walk in that. But I value my wife's opinion. I value my wife say so. That's why I can lift her up. She's never gonna be down. She's never gonna feel like she can't conquer the world. You know what I'm saying?
I know that's right.
Not only her, but her friends, the people that she be around with. I might even send them on a girls' trip. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you have to feel good about yourself. I'm always lifting them up. My wife.
I love it. Great answer. You, Mr. Keith.
Yeah, well, a fragile man is a man who don't take care of his responsibilities. A man who is not going to stand up in the paint. When he sees something that's not right for, just like the brick throwing dude, you know what I'm saying? Of all them other guys was out there was fragile men to me.
Yep.
Because if one man can pick up a brick, say, bro, you can't slap her with your hand, you really shouldn't have touched her at all. That's where you devalued yourself at. So if you're going to be that type of man who accepts another man bashing a woman or beating a woman, you are devalued. You ain't that man for you. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
You cannot be that type of man to sit back and allow a woman to get drugged, beat, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's a fragile man. That's a man who shouldn't be called a man, because he's accepting things that we're supposed to be out here protecting our women so that they can move freely throughout these streets or throughout this whole world. But now they're scared to go outside because they get attacked by their own kind.
There you go.
The same man who's supposed to protect them, he's whooping on them.
Amen. Yeah.
You know, I know back in the day, it was a lot of abuse in the household because there was a lot of drugs and alcohol. You know what I'm saying? But now we're making better choices. These kids are on drugs and alcohol, but they're not even getting each other pregnant no more. They too high to have a baby now.
Sad but so true. Oh my God.
So, you know,
yes.
it's a different, hey, Rella, it's a different episode out here now, but at the same time, we got a lot of adult men who are not doing what they're supposed to do in the community. Let me say that. Because it ain't gotta be your household. You could have Miss Johnson could be down there with 4 boys in her house. But if I'm down the street and Miss Johnson respect me as a man, hey, y'all come here, man. Let me talk to y'all right quick. She won't have a problem because she respects me. But it's not enough men that's being respected outside. So you know what I'm saying? So it's not even like, you know, back in the day where you see the one drug dealer, you really didn't know who the boss was because everybody looked like the boss. But he would make sure the neighborhood yard was cut. Hey man, y'all go down there and pick that trash up, man. Don't let Miss Johnson pick that trash up. Hey man, Miss Gladys down there, she need her yard cut, or she need a house painted, or whatever. But that was now, but that was me and on my block. We kept cars washed, we kept yards cut, we kept everything cleaned up. We made sure that street right there that we was on, it didn't nothing come down there that didn't look right. Because we was them type of men. Say, man, we stand, hey man, don't come around here with that plan, bro. Go on up the street with that and around the corner. Because if I see you playing too much, it's gonna be some problems. And then that was the type of difference. You know what I'm saying? These are the type of different dudes now. Oh, it ain't my woman, it ain't my sister, it ain't my problem.
Yeah.
That don't mean nothing, bro. Because it ain't your sister.
Watch. It ain't your problem, but it's happening on your watch. It's
happening on your watch. Yep. Now, what if it was your sister and these other dudes, and you seen the dudes who allowed your sister to get whooped? So what you gonna do to them?
So would you guys say that 90% of fragile men come with some sort of hurt? They've been hurt? Yeah. Because what I've listened to and observed is I've heard 2 people speak on mental illness. And I heard 2 people speaking on not wanting to handle their responsibilities. If those 4 things were 2 major things, because everybody had different focal points. If those were to be worked on, would that be a step towards progress?
Definitely. That's why we're doing this show.
It got to start with the individual. He's gonna have to want it. He's gonna have to take.
He got to want it.
That's the word.
But if we have to bring the awareness, though.
Right.
That's what this show is about, bringing awareness.
You hit on a big point. You said if we're sitting around and we hear a man that's always blaming women for stuff or disrespectful to women, calling them the B words, things like that, that's a fragile man. So automatically what we're learning here tonight is that man has been traumatized or hurt somewhere.
You're right. And how fragile is the woman if she sit up there and respond? If I call you
the same
bitch,
thing,
and then
the same way.
What? So now you're identifying with that. Because only, a fragile man or a fragile woman, it becomes a fragile household, and then you end up with a household like Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, hit dog gonna holler.
And that's what I was saying.
A hit dog gonna holler.
And
Yes, boy or girl. That's fragile.
I see where we done made progress tonight because this is a conversation that I done got deeper than I thought it could go on this type of topic.
Right. It always like that.
Yeah. We wanted to go. Yeah, we wanted to go down to the roots.
Yeah. We do what we come to do unless you can go deep.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
So
and you got it. Yeah, go ahead.
In an empowered woman, I heard the gentleman Mike reading the definition that he was looking at with us. How do you guys feel about us wanting to make our own choices, own decisions, but trusting us enough to know that you're right there with us.
I feel like this right here.
All right, so that's different. Who you talking to, the married man or the
Either one. Either one.
It don't matter.
Go ahead, Coach.
You want me to go? Wait,
yeah.
Hey, man, you can hear me?
Yeah, because I know she probably want to know.
Y'all something, boy. I'm having fun, though. All right, give me the question one more time so I can answer it.
Okay, Mike had mentioned in one of his descriptions of a empowered woman how she likes to make her own choices, be independent, make her own decisions. Do you not like that about us empowered women, or could you trust us enough to know, even though we're making these on our own decisions and our own choices, knowing that we have you right here on the forefront without you having to verbalize anything?
Initially, it was attractive to me. Initially, dating, that's an attraction because she's a go-getter, right?
Right.
She's a go-getter. I like that. Okay, now we've decided to move from dating to the next level. We go together. I'm the fountainhead. I'm the man. So I don't want you making too many decisions just willy-nilly without talking to me, and vice versa, though.
Right.
Come to the table with it. We got to come to the table with it because now we're sharing money. Now we're growing together, and we got a common goal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
I do.
Yeah, it depends. And to be honest, most men, no, I ain't gonna say most. Some men are intimidated by that independence. Me, I wasn't that kind of guy. I like it.
But Coach, let me say this right here, Coach. If the man has a purpose and he's walking in that purpose, she sees how he operates. So therefore, she's gonna operate in the same manner. Just like Michael said, it's what you see. It's not what you're taught, it's what you see. So if the only reason that she feels like she's cool with making these type of decisions because she's seen you do business. She's seen how you operate in life.
Yeah, she know how you
move. See how you rock. So she got to rock. Hey, that's my baby right there. So we coming through together.
We're adding to it.
So that's when she feels like she needs to move on if that guy's not stepping up, if that guy's not pushing it forward, you know.
That's it. That's a good one.
And it happens a lot.
Oh wow. Yes. Unbelievable.
She's gonna have to walk in it though. She's gonna have to walk in it from the beginning. She can't change up for him.
Right.
We do that. Yeah, we do that.
Not good. Don't change up for him because then you
now you're gonna devalue him.
Yeah.
You're gonna make him weak.
Yeah, he got to feel good by himself. If you change up for him, you ain't gonna pull the right one.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Get the right one. No.
We're empowered. We're empowered. We're all of that Mike named. But the one thing that does not make us is not being a woman. Because I'm very empowered in my career and in my business. But I still want to stay in my lane and be a queen. I don't want to be a king.
Yeah. And see, that's where a lot of women, they're not getting that man to elaborate correctly to them about, hey, man, hey, we can dig. I dig what you're doing. I appreciate what you're doing, and I can respect what you're doing. But I need you to sit down over here for right now. I need you to calm down a little bit because, hey, man, we gonna get there.
Baby, let me drive. Yeah, let me drive a little bit.
I got to drive this car right now. Yeah, we gonna get there.
My favorite line I had to tell my wife, I'm no, she'll come around here and tell you now. I say, look here, man, you got to take them pants off. Let me.
I like skirts and dresses.
I know you taking care of all of us. I know you're an independent one. I know you used to taking care of us, but hear me.
Right.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I had to tell her, and guess what? It's right now.
Right.
And
it's all the way right.
When I've been married a couple of times, and in each situation, right at the beginning, I would tell the woman, I don't want you to walk in front of me because I got a mother. I don't need you to walk behind me because I got a daughter. I want you to be beside me as my partner, as my equal. We go through this.
Well, come on, wedding vows.
I know that's right.
Look at the wedding vows coming out.
That was great. Yes.
I do the things I'm supposed to do, and I tell the woman, my partner, where we're headed, or my vision of where we're headed.
Right.
She always has the decision to do things her way. Now, she can do things and go in the opposite direction, or she could go in the same direction I'm going. My hope is that when I express,
it comes back around,
that she's going to go in the same direction with me. But she still has the option to say, well, that's not what I want. Okay, now we're going in two separate directions. So now we're pulling apart from the direction that we're supposed to be going. That is
Well, Mike,
don't think like that. Let me
say this right quick,
Don't
Mike.
think like that.
Mm-hmm.
When the thing is, in the dating stages, that's where y'all find y'all compatibility. Don't date because y'all talking about the same traumas. Don't date because y'all y'all done went through some same issues, but you date because you're looking into your future. Okay, this woman is business minded. This woman is goal oriented. This woman is this. Regardless of what her goal is, if she's going in that direction, you can't say, hey, nah, we can't be together. Or, nah, it don't go like that. You gotta see her future as well, because she has to be compatible with yours. If y'all both want to own a business, maybe y'all business can come together at some point.
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
It matters to her. It got to matter to you.
Amen. Right. And that's where it goes with that 100-100. As long as the trust and the foundation is there, baby, you go over there and get it. I'm going to go over here and get it, but we know what time to be at home and what the end goal is.
We still going to end up in the same space.
And I mean, it's great that I don't want you to walk in front of me, don't walk behind me. But if she's walking on the side of you, what side is she walking on? I'm just asking personally, because I haven't been married a bunch of times. I've dated women across the world. And one of the first things we do when we do date, if we're going to like the store, just go and walk, I pay attention to if they're on the inside or the outside.
Right.
Because theoretically, if a man is walking, the woman is supposed to walk on the inside, just in case the car coming towards you, you can push out the way.
All time.
Yes. Okay. I wouldn't have thought you would have known that, Mr. Unapologetic. Okay.
I'm international.
He must have been raised by his grandma.
Okay. Did you say what? Say that again.
I'm international. The women are different in Thailand.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mr. International. Go to change it right now.
He said we gotta be worldly, baby. He said we gotta learn from the world.
Yeah.
I think, look,
but now that's so true though. We do. We really should learn from world views, because this Western mentality is like, man, it's not for us. You know what I'm saying? What we were taught growing up, it should not reside in our heads anymore, because that got us only so far. Now we should be looking within ourselves and finding out what it is that makes us get to the next level without this Western mentality. You know what I'm saying? Because
do you think opportunity would help a fragile man on the road to healing himself?
Nope.
No, he has to heal himself first before he even looks at an opportunity.
So it's a mental situation. He has to take some sort of accountability or the first steps towards some type of counseling.
Hey, look, you hit it on the head. Sometimes you got to get counseling. I had it.
I mean, we all deserve. We get counsel. We counseling each other right now.
There you go.
I love the life coaching. I love the life coaching side of psychology because people are relatable. They're giving you real, actual experiences that they've experienced.
Yeah, experience is the best teacher.
Yes. And if somebody else can tell you their journey, that's A plus right there, because that keeps you from going through it yourself.
So that's
why. But see, you have to remember something. I don't mean to cut your wisdom off, KD, but you got to remember something. When you try to explain to people, certain people, I ain't gonna say people in general, but when you try to explain to certain people, oh, you don't know me. Oh, you ain't from where I'm from. And I had to explain to my children back in the day. I used to have to explain to them. I said, I don't have to live in your household. You got my blood in you. You came from my nuts, so I know who you are. I know your mama and them before you knew your mama and them.
Right. And people need to quit saying that. There is a bunch of yous out here in the world. They just got different names.
Yeah.
We listen to the same music. We listen to the same programs. We grew up in the same neighborhoods, just spread it out across the United States.
But we got it bad.
When I first moved to Miami, dude gonna ask me, I'm talking about he was grown. Grown man said, bro, how you can just come to Miami and just fit right in? I say, bro, it's 100 of y'all over there in Texas. And you thought y'all was the only ones over here? And I say,
but
man,
it kills me. Yeah, that younger generation always, everybody thinks there's nobody out there that can relate or going through or understand what they going through.
Right.
You are not the first person to feel like this, go through this, and be this.
No, that's real. That's for real.
Yeah, especially these younger kids, the way they do us are mature. Our stage, they always say that. Oh, y'all wouldn't understand. Y'all old. Remember when we were saying that to our grandparents and stuff?
Yeah. I ain't old though. I'm just letting them know I ain't old.
No, I get better with time, babe. But still, that mentality. I don't think it needs any type of mental check or having to go reoccurrently or any of that. If they just get that little bit of basics and understand that somebody else has been through and felt like what you've been through.
Been there,
and be willing to accept. Yeah.
But
definitely.
Time. Just like it was with each one of us. It comes with time.
Yeah,
we all have to go through that stage, but I feel like this right here. If we reach more young, the people that's right up under us, if we reach more the ones that the generation right below us, they reach the generation below them.
Right.
Because somebody's looking up to somebody. You ain't never been in their neighborhood to where you're not looking up to somebody.
That's it.
I don't care if they're 2 years older than you or 3 years older than you. You always was in a neighborhood where I say, that's my dog right there, boy. He was older than you. I hung around nothing but older people. I ain't never hang around nobody that was exactly my age.
Right. Because you get that knowledge, that wisdom from your elders.
Yeah. Exactly. But that's what happens though,
Mm-hmm.
When we go through these stages in life, we always try to figure out, well, some of us anyway, try to figure out the best quality of a person that we want to be. And some people feel like their quality of person don't have to be good because the neighborhood is not good. They'll blame society. They'll blame everything but themselves.
Yeah, they settle.
And that's where the mess is.
They settle. That's all they do. They settle instead of taking initiative to be better. That I'm still gonna follow that word. If we don't take initiative, we, he, she, you, however you want to put it, if don't take initiative, you can't get better. You won't get better.
In the comfort zone. They live in that comfort zone.
I'm glad I made that decision. Because I can remember.
Yeah, that's the place where a lot of people. That's where a lot of dreams. That's where a lot of things are killed. That's where a lot of goals are buried. in the doubt, in the comfort, in the, oh, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't want to do it.
Right.
They ain't gonna hire me anyway because of my record or something like that. That used to be my talk.
Right.
I ain't gonna do it. That used to be my talk. Oh, they don't want me. Door shut, door shut, door shut. Walking, catching the bus to the interviews with a briefcase. I still never gave up, until I started doing self-development. That's when things started changing in my life.
So accountability.
Yeah.
Self-accountability.
Yeah.
Not listening to anybody else tell you what you're doing, but you actually realizing it and speaking it.
That's right. Your life won't change. Your life won't change until you change your life.
Absolutely.
Back to initiative. That's what that is.
Yes, we have a lot of fragile men out here, though. The dating scene for us, it's safer for us to date online. Y'all know that?
I've heard.
I don't think so.
Okay, so check this out. Because we don't have to meet up with people where we could be assaulted. We don't have to show people where we are for them to stalk us. It's easy to just have basic conversations like this until you want ready to go to that next level.
What about catfishing?
You know what? If you don't never go out, catfishing is real. It is, but I think we are mature enough through conversation and chatting to see the red signs.
Yeah,
trust your gut, trust your intuition.
They're gonna lie to you quicker on virtual online than they will in person, though.
No, but in person, all it takes is that one encounter to meet them that could possibly be detrimental to you or your mental state.
So you gotta remember, she's speaking from a woman's point of view who's not, in the household with a barbaric fool. You know what I'm saying? So it's more like
divorced. Yes.
Right.
But I'm also empowered. I'm successful, and I'm looking. But I feel like a target, meeting in person, physical contact. I would rather get to know someone first through texting, on the phone, things like that, before I decide to take that leap of faith and meet them in person.
Right.
Does that make me weird?
No, it doesn't make you weird at all.
It's 2023. Ain't nothing weird no more.
Right. Because my fiance, I met my fiance online. Because she's a busy individual, and so was she. She's from Canada. She's a scientist. So it's like we met on a dating app, and we conversed over the dating app, and then we met in person for dinner. And after dinner, we ended up going skating, and we didn't even exchange numbers at that point. It wasn't until like our third or fourth date that we exchanged numbers, and then we decided to make everything continue to date. We committed to each other, and then when we went back home to New York for New Year's Eve, that's when I proposed to her.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
You said went back home. That's your home and her home?
Oh, no, she's from Canada, Tribeca. She's from Canada, Montreal, and
so
I was in Tribeca, New York.
You from New York?
Yeah, Tribeca.
Oh, okay. Oh, didn't know that. I thought you was from the boot.
Yeah, me too.
If I was from the boot, I'd take these boots off. I hate it here.
Really? So we look forward to you moving soon then.
Huh? Right.
Oh, so you're going to be moving after you get married.
She said she wanted to retire back in Canada, where she's from or whatever. I have no issue with that because I love skiing and I love the weather. But retiring in Baton Rouge and being out here, I'll come back out here for the gumbo.
Well, my next trip, I want to be in Niagara Falls. You going to take me up that way? We can meet up there? Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls is like, we can meet in New York and just go straight to Niagara Falls. That's two sides of it.
Y'all got to do a show from there, okay?
Oh, absolutely.
We want to see the visual.
Let's all hit the Niagara Falls.
Yeah, I want to go Niagara
Falls.
Yeah. We at the falls, y'all.
Okay. Yes.
Oh man.
But back to that. That's how we avoid fragile men. We want the conversation first.
Okay.
Rather than meeting, hey, can I take you on a date or can you meet me somewhere? No, let's have a real conversation. Let's dig deep.
First.
That's how we learn you guys' mental state and the level in which it is.
Wow.
That's something new. We got this new going on.
I hope the women out there listening.
Look, they know this is.
They listening.
Yeah, we need to know what level your mental state is. Are we going to have to give a little bit of help, a medium amount of support, or you want us to be your mama?
Oh wow!
Yeah. And I would even say, like, if you're doing online dating, that's cool and all, and like if you want to do like a Zoom call or whatever it is, if you want to do that's cool, but still be careful with that because just because you're on the Zoom or just because you're texting, we can men can still find you just like women can still find you, like because you're online right now. Huh?
Give me some insight. Give me some examples.
Well, I'm just saying because like, okay, your background right now, that stuff could be based on like your location. I can track it through your IP address. Your Zoom call is pretty much like your digital footprint can show me exactly where you are. That's how the cops find out where, hey, he's over here. Just like that.
Whoa. So on your cell phones and on your computers and laptops, is it safe to say turn your locations off?
Yes, unless you're traveling, like you
Google is one you never think to turn your location off.
Yeah.
Right.
And you should, because it tracks you.
Yeah.
Right.
So I do all my due diligence. I have everything on me turned off.
Yeah, it can track you.
The only way you can get to me is on here or know my personal.
Even like if you're sending a text message, locations off because that stuff can be tracked.
Wow. It can be. Yeah. And I'm HIPAA compliant, PCI protected, all of that. So everything I do, it stays pretty tight, but I'm glad of that because I even use it for my personal. This is not the same. I don't mix business with personal, but I secure my personal like that as well.
Yeah.
Okay. And I encourage all women to do that. Check Google, make sure your locations are off, and only allow your locations in particular applications that you use.
And it's like I know it may still be old school, but even in your phone, like whoever your significant others or your boyfriend, like if something was to happen to you, you already know they have the letters ICE underneath the phone number, like in case of emergency. So it's like if I was to, have a seizure or something, the police, they can open my phone and like look for my ICE contact. So in case of emergency, they're gonna contact my aunt, my uncle, my fiance, something like that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
ICE.
So where the empowered men at?
What it?
You looking at them?
They're probably watching TV right now.
Speak on it.
Empowered man, you got a phone right here.
Chantel, quit playing around here.
I know, because
give us something to go out on. Quit playing. Let's give us something to go out on. What you think about? Okay, I tell you what. We're gonna give us a great go out to where it's gonna help the weak man and the empowered woman. What you got for us on the go out?
Which one? Me?
Chantel.
Are you referring? Yeah. Who you talking
ladies
to?
first. Ladies first.
On the fragile men side. On the fragile men side.
Do a combination.
Yeah.
Wow.
What advice do you have for both sides?
Okay, for fragile men, please stop blaming the new woman. Actually, open up and enjoy her. And for the empowered women, just remain in your lane. We are queens after all of that.
Amen. Well, come on now.
All right. I like that.
Sounds good.
For the empowered woman, I say you do you. That's Power woman, you do you. Continue to do you. Don't switch up for nobody. For the fragile man, your life won't change until you change your life.
That's right.
Until you take some initiative.
Nice.
That's right. Mike, what you got, Mike?
Well, for the empowered woman, I would say keep your empowerment, but just remember, you're also going to need a man somewhere down the line in your life if you ever want to reach the next level. And for that fragile man, bro, you got to drop your baggage before you even start looking for a new relationship.
Therefore,
I would go ahead and say
unapologetic.
For the fragile men, you know, either get up on your game because there's a bottle of Gorilla Glue called Unapologetic that'll come through and fix your situation. For the women, feminism isn't about making women stronger. Women are already strong. It's about changing the way the world perceives their strength.
Wow. Ooh.
I'm going to say this right here. For the men, get in tune with your higher state, spiritually, mentally, and then that way you can magnetize the divine feminine that you're looking to be empowered. I mean, that you're looking to be with, you know, because she's going to be inspired by your spiritual and your mental. And then for that woman, I just feel like don't ever. Well, some women, I ain't gonna say all of them, but some empowered women don't ever look for that man to just bow down to you. You know what I'm saying? Just like she say, remain a queen, remain your humble, not humble, but remain your spiritual self who understands the laws of the land.
It's good.
That's what we gonna do. So, man, to the next time. Next week we're gonna try to bring more women on so we can have these great conversations. Man, these conversations be lasting longer than it's supposed to. That's the good part. Yeah, that's the We could have been talking for 2 hours around here about this topic. That's what I love about when we come up with the great topics and we make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And this has been another great episode, man.
I definitely think we should revisit.
Okay.
This right here.
Yeah, I definitely think we should revisit this because we got to come up with a solution. I'm seeing it scroll across my screen and I'm like, man, what can we do?
We're going to have to think about it. But until the next time, y'all, man, we have a great night. Have a great night, everyone. Peace. We love it. We love it here.
Yeah.
Share.
Share. All right. Yeah, man, I like this.